Right, guys, it's early in the morning and it's time to go to Alton Towers. Let's do it. Yes, here we are on our way to Alton Towers. Now, I live all the way down the bottom of the UK, down in Kent, right in the corner at the bottom. And yeah, we got to make our way all the way up to Alton Towers. But on the way, I'm going to be picking up a couple of my best friends, Kirby and Wiz. And, well, just to give you a little bit of a backstory, this trip has been a long time coming. I am personally a huge theme park fan, like to travel the world and discover new theme parks. And like many people that visit theme parks from different parts of the world, UK theme parks, you know, they're not bad per se, but they are disappointing. They're nowhere near the level of what is available across the pond. Now, Kirby here is someone that has also visited theme parks from other parts of the world. However, he has been saying for the longest time that Alton Towers is his favourite theme park in the world, and in the real world, in our own little WhatsApp groups, we argue this fact all the time. He thinks Alton Towers is the best. I think places like Disneyland, Universal, and even some European parks like Disneyland Paris, Parc Asterix, and Effling are the best. But no, according to Kirby, Alton Towers is the best. And that's what this trip is all about. Finally, we're all going to Alton Towers as a group. And for me, after just coming back from Effling, a theme park over in the Netherlands, we talked about that in my last vlog, this is my chance to compare them, because it's been a long time since I've been to Alton Towers. So stick around and find out what we liked, what we didn't like, why we got escorted off the property, and of course we'll be finding out who the winner is. But first off, we need to get there. So let's start off by getting ourselves a McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's for our early morning. Seriously, can't be asked this morning.
There we go. We're 5 minutes away, Wizard. 5 minutes, mate. We'll be there soon.
You're only 3 minutes away.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, we should be there before dinner, Dan. Slow. Not happy. Alton Towers is better though, isn't it?
Oh my
we
God.
do agree.
What I don't get is it just got to a point now where you have to really keep going with this? Do you genuinely believe it's better?
Yeah, so...
Because you've been to Disney, Paris, like, what, 3 times, 2 times?
Yeah, 3 times since Alton Towers last time.
Since you last went to Alton Towers. Like, do you genuinely think it's better?
From what I remember, it is awesome. It is UK's biggest theme park, and it's nice because it's got the sky ride. Dan, I want to get you on that, definitely.
What, the big thing?
The chairlift thing.
Yeah.
Never been on it.
Because there's
Isn't it closed right now?
Oh, don't say that.
So, it's Alton Towers versus my theme park. I'm going to be choosing Effling because I think that's the closest to Alton Towers. We've got a drop ride at both. You've got, what else is there? The big spinny madhouse. You've got Hex. I don't know what it's called at Effling. Insert Belgian name here. But yeah, that's going to be our big competition. And you're going down.
No, I'll show you. I brought my A game today. I'll show you. It's going to be good. I've never been to Effling, so I don't know, but...
Well, don't worry, I'll put all the footage in there and then you can see it's the same. So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Should be arriving at a good time, though.
A rare treat here, Siege. V4s. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Can we get to Alton Towers now? Breakfast number 2.
Not for me, eh?
No.
Take note.
Don't get it. Why are you getting a Coke?
Why have you got such an issue with people having Coke with their breakfast? Second breakfast. How many McDonald's have we stopped on this journey?
2.
How many did you want?
0.
What are you doing, Wiz? What are you doing? Kirby, it's time to bring your A game.
Already bought it. 5 o'clock this morning. 7 hours ago. Did you remember to pack your towel? I actually didn't bring a towel.
I haven't bought a towel.
Well, he's going to need it to throw in later when he realises.
And And here we are, finally. It's taken nearly 6 hours to get here. It's actually less than 4 hours if you look it up on Google Maps, but obviously with stopping for McDonald's multiple times, me turning up at Wizard's house late, charging the car, which we did way too early. In fact, we actually have to go out later on after the park to go and charge it again. There was a Starbucks drive-through and the traffic was horrendous. Either way, we finally got there way later than I ever wanted. And first things first, we had to make our way over to the personalised brick section. Now, it's obviously not going to be a shock to you guys that I'm not the biggest fan of this park. In fact, I think it's a huge disappointment that this is the best that the UK has to offer. And as a joke, a few years ago, Kirby bought me as a birthday present my name on a brick outside of this theme park. We've never seen it in person before, so we had to go and find it.
Yeah, no, you'll find it. Give me
Straight away.
No way. I can't see it. Oh, there it is.
Happy birthday, DJ Slop. Love Kerr.
That is good.
There it is. That was mental. I instantly found it.
I don't want to say, but it's not standing up too well to time.
What do you think of his brick?
Which one?
The good one. Yeah, there. All right.
How long has it been there then?
5 minutes.
5 years.
Yeah, it's a fair while.
Is it any good inside? Is it worth it?
Who is it? Is this?
Here we are on Tower Street. You got any facts for us, Kirby?
Yeah, so those fogs have been there for ages.
No, give us some facts. Give us some history.
Some history. It was made in 1980 and it was inspired by Disneyland.
Yes, it was! What sort of football?
Oh yeah, that was possible. You gonna go on the soccer challenge? A couple of birds as well. Cheer me on.
End the game.
So how do we, can I have a little touch of the ball first? See what it's like?
I'll give you one practice. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, one practice.
Here we go.
What if he gets it in on the practice?
And then he can do it again, Drew. Alright, you take it, you turn it, you do it.
Alright, here we go. Ready?
Why are you kicking with your left foot?
On left foot.
What?
Ouch!
So there's,
That was his practice.
No.
That was the practice, though, wasn't it? So,
Oh yeah, we practice. Yeah.
yeah, you're using the wrong foot.
So
mate.
what? You want to try and
let me go around this way.
Yeah. Oh, what was that? Oh, let's go. Thanks very much, mate.
It would have been better if it was American football challenge, wouldn't it?
No, sir.
Here we go, Steve. Mutiny Bay. Look at the theming, man.
There is actually theming.
Right, it's probably time for another explanation, right? Yeah, theming. Theming is a big deal to me. When I go to a theme park, I want it to be themed and I want it to be themed well. Obviously, Disney are by far the masters in this field. But again, today we are comparing Alton Towers to Effling. So let's see how Mutiny Bay compares to Raidrick? I don't know. It's the piratey section of Effling. Let's go. Go on, go ahead and show us your theming. Insert Effling theming here. Just look at all the theming. It's insane.
Is Annabelle doing really well?
I think she is, yeah. What's Pokemon got to do with pirates? What has Pokemon got to do with pirates?
How'd you get Pikachu on a boat?
Dunno.
Pokemon!
Hey! So come on, give me more theming.
Here occasionally smokes.
Yeah. Have they fixed it now then?
Theming ain't too bad.
Thank you.
Check this ride out. Kinda like Oblivion, but genuinely good theming. Kinda like Oblivion, but so much better. And it's about here where Oblivion ends. But no, not this ride. It just keeps going and going. We're at a theme park. We've locked up at what time? 12:30? Something like that. You buy food and you eat it in the queue. No?
I don't think you're allowed to.
Of course you're allowed to. Everyone does.
Well, we can check that with the staff later.
We will. My friend reckons that you can't eat any food in the queues. Is that a lie?
That is definitely a lie.
You can eat in the queues, can't you? Yes, thank you. Here we go. So I'm waiting with, what's your name? Wayne at Wicker Man, because everyone else wants to just sit inside and eat. But you can eat in the queue, can't you? Of course you can. Of course you can. Of course you can.
That restaurant quickly, Liz? No, you're not allowed to eat in the queue.
No, I've had now 2 people tell me you can. So I've got a competitive ride to this one. Huh?
What one?
Over at Eflin, another wooden roller coaster. So I'm saying they're good comparisons.
Hey, how about that seat?
Just ridden my first ever time on Wicker Man. There. You like this ride?
I do, it's good. 10 out of 10 theming.
It's very good theming. I do like the theming. It's pretty good.
Fast. Good.
It's fast, but as we are comparing to Efling, it's not as fast as Efling. The drop isn't as fast as Efling. It isn't as long in the duration as Efling. What did you think?
I think you're going about Eflin too much.
Well, that's what we're doing today. We're comparing it to Efling. So yeah, my verdict on the Wicker Man, it's probably the best themed coaster in this entire park. It's not the best coaster, but it is an absolute joy to ride. The ride itself is very good. The pre-show is exceptional. The whole look of the attraction, everything about this is awesome. Now, even though I think the ride is better on Efling's wooden coaster, due to it being bigger, longer, bigger drops, and you're racing against another set of people on another carriage, I really do think that the theming is so good on Wicker Man that in this instance, it's a point to Alton Towers. Of course, these are just my opinions, so please let me know down below what you think. Go on, talk us through the garden. It does look good, I'll give him that.
Just
Got something down there. Something over there. Something over there.
Oh, there is something over there.
So look, see we've got this bit there. That bit there.
Yeah.
And then just in the background you got that bit there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I see that bit. Okay, so this is one of these stories that we've always been interested in answering, and is one of the key reasons we came to Alton Towers, even though the ride was closed. So obviously what you're looking at here is Hex, and after Kirby's last visit to Alton Towers, he didn't know about this ride. He doesn't look up these theme parks before he goes. That's all fair enough. However, what's interesting about this is that he thought that this was a toilet. So he went in, and we've never really worked out how long he got into the ride before he realised, hang on, this isn't a toilet. It's actually a ride, a pretty good ride as well, I'd like to add. And yeah, on the way up to this, we just had to talk about this. How do you go into what is most definitely a ride, thinking it's a toilet, and then, oh, hang on, this isn't a toilet, it's a ride? Look, we had to question Kirby on this. Right, so here it is, guys. Hex. Not open today, unfortunately, for Kirby, but I'm not going to let him put that down. I have been on Hex, and it is definitely better themes than what's going on over in Eflin. I'll give him that one. But it is a copy. What I want to know is, let's look at this together. This is the path that Kirby walked down, and at some point he thought to himself, I need the toilet. Go on, tell us, where did you join? Look at it, Kirby! It's the most elaborate toilet in the world.
Yeah, this was open, so it's that one.
The dogs. You've got the dogs out in the front.
So I didn't see any of the queue on the left there.
Right, so here it is what Kirby got mistaken for a toilet.
We go straight up, go for a quick because obviously they had double doors open.
So you literally joined the queue, didn't see any of this.
No, there wasn't a queue at all, it was just walk in, sit down, and then...
Better pull up my trousers. And here we are, ready for our 2 PM Alton Towers dungeon experience. Now, this is something that you had to pay extra for. I think it was £8 extra each. And what it essentially is, because we had no idea before we turned up, you go into one room, you get shouted at by some old London-like judge who makes fun of you, tells you that you're going to be hanged, blah, blah, blah. But then you go on some small boat ride It's really slow. There's no lap bar, there's no big splash or anything like that, but basically what you do, you go around, it's just pitch black, and every few seconds something flashes and it tries to make you jump. It isn't really that great at all. After the very mediocre boat ride, you end up going into probably about 6 or 7 different rooms where you have different actors tell a bit of a story, all of which are trying to make fun of you. It's a little bit comedy wise, and then obviously they try and make you jump. Now I've got to give props to these actors because they really did put the effort in. I don't think the props they were using or the sets they were using were the greatest, but they really did put their heart and soul into it. I think they did a great job. But honestly, that's really the only good thing I can say about this. I can't believe that you have to pay for this. Now, in all fairness, both Kirby and Wiz thinks that this is something that you should need to pay for in order to keep the flow of traffic down. But in my opinion, considering this theme park doesn't seem to have any live shows, much of any actors walking around the park, interacting with guests, all that sort of thing, and you never need to pay for these experiences in other parks, they're all part of the ticket price, I don't understand why you need to pay extra for this. It left a really sour taste in my mouth. But at the same time, this was a 45-minute experience, leaving us with even less time before the park closed. Obviously, I haven't got any footage to show you here. You wasn't allowed to take your camera in. It's very much about being surprised. You don't want to give away those jump scares, obviously. But yeah, honestly, overall, I was not a fan of this. Still, good job to the actors in there that did the best with what they had to work with.
Oh, it was okay. I mean, it was perfectly adequate. It shouldn't be charged. There shouldn't be an extra charge or something like that.
It has to be though. The throughput's so low.
Yeah, that's fair play. It was okay. It was fine.
Yo, next at Alton Towers, we were ready for a thrill, so we went to Rita. Yeah, this should be ill. The launch cost a hype, man, we're ready for a ride. With our eyes wide, tried to find enjoyment inside. But it was like a kiddie slide.
Keep your head back. Hold on tight. You must escape. Go.
Then we hit 13, hoping for a twist off Woods vibes, but something still a miss. The drive track was kinda cool, but the rest was kinda plain. Another one-trick pony, both rides are pretty lame.
It's so up. I got the camera out. What was your opinion on what is it, Rita?
It's alright, it's like being in the car.
So yeah, after this, there wasn't any other roller coasters that we did this day. We went and saw these grey things that Kirby is in absolute love with. Of course, this doesn't compare to anything in probably any other theme park. Over at Effling, you got the Fairy Tale Forest, which I suppose is the closest comparison. Yeah, Alton Towers, it's not even comparable. For some reason though, Kirby seems to love these gravestone things. I think we went past them 3 or 4 times during our stay. The plan was to actually go over to the Smiler and Oblivion to go and check out those rides, but Smiler had gone down already by 5 or 6 times during that small amount of time that we had been there. It was just down all the time. So we went over to the roller coaster restaurant, which in case you don't know is actually a fantastically well themed restaurant. Now obviously Alton Towers isn't really my bag, but I promise you if this sort of thing was in another theme park, which I actually think is good, I would be all over this. Personally, I don't think the food was that good. I had some kind of chicken burger themed after Nemesis, and the chicken was incredibly dry, but the service was pretty good. I liked the way the food come down. It was a complete novelty, but hey, it's fine, it's what it is. And for a one-time experience, or if you're going with kids or something like that, hey, look, I can't put this down. It's really, really cool. However, before we ate at the roller coaster restaurant, we booked our table and decided that we would go and find the Chained Oak. Very quick rundown of what the Chained Oak is. It's what the ride Hex, which is again another one of Kirby's favourite rides, is based on. However, what's quite interesting about this is that the Chained Oak is a real tree if you can find it, just outside of the park. So we booked our table, we told the lady what we were doing. She said that yeah, it should only take about 20-30 minutes to get there, depending on if you get lost. We opened up Google Maps and we started to make our way through the park to get to the Chained Oak. Now, I'm not going to show footage on the path we took or anything like that because I don't want to encourage what we did here, but honestly, it was a mistake. So basically, we ended up coming towards a door. The door was already slightly open. There was no sign to say you couldn't go through the door or anything like that, and you could see, because there was big gaps, that there was a road the other side of the door. In my opinion, this is a way to stop people breaking into the park, but you know, look, hey, the other side of that door, there's obviously a road which we presumed would lead to the car park. So we went through, we carried on following Google Maps, and we ended up in a place where we probably shouldn't have ended up. We ended up walking down this path where it seems Alton Towers hold all of their Halloween props. You expect them to be putting all of this in some big warehouse somewhere? No, it's just on the side of a path, getting hit by the rain and all of the weather elements throughout the year. Literally everything Halloween was just sitting on the side of this path, and we're like, what the hell? Anyway, we continued to follow this path on the Google Maps thing because it was leading out of the park, and then we went past some office, someone came out and helped us along our way. Now, we didn't try and hide what we were doing. We even went up to the security block ourselves and explained, look, hey, we've just come through this way to try and get to the chained oak. Can we go back that way? Now, obviously, they said no, we need to go in through a different way. But hey, it was quite eye-opening to see, one, how easy it is just to get to this stage. There was no, not that we saw anyway, there wasn't any signage to say you couldn't go this way. And again, just how badly they look after their season props for Halloween. Again, we don't want to show this footage or show how we did this because, you know, we're not encouraging this. It was just an experience that we had whilst we were there. And hey, here I am sharing it with you. Anyway, we came out, we saw a car crash, would you believe? That was nothing to do with us. And then we made our way to the main road, which is not the way to do this.
So after just witnessing a crash, nothing to do with us, we're now on our way to go and find the chained oak. For anyone out there that don't know what that is, it's kind of what the ride Hex, which isn't open, is based on. So no idea if we're going to be able to find it, but we're going to try. Let's go.
This was quite a scary moment, in all honesty. The way the road was set up, it was quite hard for cars to see you on the way up and also on the way down. Thankfully, it was a really short road. And look, let me help you out, guys. If anyone is going to Alton Towers and wants to find out how to get to the chained oak, here's a Google Maps screen. You can park in this lay-by. I don't know if you're allowed to, but other people were doing this. It's in front of a gate which is completely overgrown. No one ever goes through this gate whatsoever. And across the road, you can find the path which will take you to the chained oak. And hey, here is that chained oak.
Who is it? Is that it?
Oh yeah, there's a chain on that oak. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's it.
There it is.
Is that genuinely it? Oh, look, they've got even a little path to it.
We got to get a selfie on
There's
it.
got to be more to
Can you
it.
do a timer?
So this is the chained oak.
It looks nice, I'll give it that. Go on, Teddy. You have your moment. You have your moment.
Go on, Rocky moment.
Give me a big hug.
What the hell are you doing? So there we go, there's the chained oak. So I mean, there's not many chains.
There's a chain up there.
There's some of the chain.
Obligatory arse crack hanging out.
Is it?
Yeah. What's the hilltops?
This is seriously steep.
I just don't know what you've got against myself in this place. I'll admit I wouldn't want to go down this way. But that lady said this is really cool.
I mean, it's not bad, Kirby. This is your tree, mate. You should be the one excited about this. It's your favourite ride. There's some more chain here.
For the DJ.
This one fell down.
He's already Chinese it together. Yeah, so every time a branch falls, a member of the Earl's family would die. So he ordered his servants to chain up the tree. I don't know how they got the right tree, but obviously this is the one they picked.
Ow. This is so slippery, and now it's starting to rain. I'm not even joking. I don't think I can get back up. Ow. Oh, I got it. This is so steep. I wasn't expecting to go in the woods. I was expecting to have a fun time at a theme park. What was I thinking? And there we go. Ta-da! The chained oak. What's your review of the chained oak then, Kirby?
It's alright.
That's pretty much Alton Towers' motto for everything, isn't it?
So yeah, that was our first day at Alton Towers. We of course went over to the roller coaster restaurant, which I've already talked about. It was pretty good. I mean, the theming and everything else in that restaurant was fantastic. I'd love for someone else to do this, although I believe they've got some kind of patent on the roller coaster restaurant trademark or something like that. However, if another park does this sort of like half history to the roller coasters in their park, half dining experience, I'll be all over it. I think it's actually fantastic, even though the food, like I said, was average at best, and it was slightly more expensive than than you would normally pay for theme park food. Regardless, after that we went back to our hotel, checked out our room. Here that is. There we go, fixed.
Good job, Sage.
There we go. This is the place we're staying. So we got a review.
That's not too bad actually. It's quite a nice little chalet.
Oh, I meant of the first day, but yeah, in here. Yeah,
There is no Wi-Fi and there is no internet.
And then we went to the pub, got a drink and spoke to the lady who ran this B&B, who has been to probably every single theme park in the world. Me and her chatted for about 15-20 minutes about theme parks in Florida, in Spain, all over the world. And what was amazing, I didn't egg this on, I promise. At the end of it, I asked her, what would you say your favourite theme park in the world is? And I honestly didn't egg this on. She said Effling. It was amazing. It was so good. So yeah, there's a point for Effling. That random old lady who owns a B&B, she thinks it's amazing. Yeah, that's a point for Effling, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, as the night went on, I decided not to record too much more footage. I end up getting anxiety. Not too bad when I'm away from the family. It never stops me going to different places. I don't want it to do that, but yeah, I need to focus on not getting too worked up. And before long, I fell asleep and hey, here's the next day.
Breakfast time. It's weird. As soon as I turn the camera on, everyone stops talking. They're not all YouTubers like me.
I can't even see it. The Mighty Towers!
I've got to give Alton Towers this one. It's like really hard to work out how it all just links together. There's so much going on. It's quite extreme. So like I know that part is the original bit where it goes up and it does a load of twisty and then this vertical bit goes up again. So even though it's a 2-minute 45 ride, it's obviously got 2 lift hills and but still, considering they're not allowed to go above the tree line, I think this is a really good way of dealing with it. There's just so much going on. I think it's quite an impressive looking ride. I've not been on it yet. You'll be getting my opinion pretty soonish. But so far I would say that this is, from what I can see, just look at it, it's just like a mess of metal. It's crazy. I would say this is probably the best looking ride here. Wiz, let us know what's open, mate.
Right, here we go. Wicker Man, nope. Smiler, nope. 13, oh yeah. Spinball Wizard, nope. Rita, nope. Oblivion, oh yeah. Nemesis, nope. Nemesis, oh yeah. Galactica, nope. Oh, now we're out of frills. Like a fine wine, you got to wait for these experiences, you know.
So you work at the Smiler. What's it like working at the Smiler?
I am Kyle, I work at the Smiler. It's a really good job. Thank you for coming to Alton Towers today.
Oh, good on you, Kyle.
Thank you very much.
Nice, yeah, very good, man.
So yeah, we decided to wait for this ride to open because it was the one ride I really wanted to go on before I left the theme park later that day. And as we did wait, we were one of the first carriages to get in. After about a 25-minute wait, we finally got in there and, well, here's my review. It's the best ride in this theme park. I absolutely loved the Smiler. I felt like this was one of the few, well actually the only ride in this theme park that is just not comparable to any other ride. I was so impressed. Now I understand that before the horrific crash that Wizard was looking up the history of whilst we waited, by the way.
So what are we looking up before we go on Smiler, Wizard?
An unfortunate incident where 2 riders required leg amputations following a crash.
Ouch.
Entrance A-frame, please.
Yeah, before that happened, there was a lot more of a pre-show and all that sort of stuff. I would have loved to experience that, but even without that, I was just super impressed with this ride when it was actually working, of course. Now, for those that don't know, this is a ride with 14 inversions or loops. Basically, go upside down 14 times. And even though the ride is 2 minutes 45 seconds long, which is a really long time for a coaster, obviously you are going up 2 lift hills, which takes up a good percentage of that time. Still, the music, the theming, the ride itself, everything just works work together like this. Even the queue line, when you came out, you was a little bit disorientated because, like I said, it is a long ride, and the way the walls are painted, it kind of makes you walk the wrong way. It's a really, really clever ride. After this, we went over to Oblivion. This is a ride I've never been on before. I've always been a bit too scared of Oblivion.
And now we're about to go on Oblivion, which I've never gone on before, and it's the ride that I'm most scared of going on, like to the point where I almost didn't go on it. I just can't handle drops, and that's all this ride is.
Close your eyes if you're scared.
All right, job done, I will.
But I finally went on there. I got egged on by the guys. I went on it, and well, see, the thing is, I've not gone on Oblivion in the past because, yeah, one, I am a little bit scared of it, and two, I've just always felt like it's a massive waste of time. It is just a drop, and then 10 seconds later, I think it's like 10 or 11 seconds later, you're off the ride. There is nothing but the drop. It's one of these things that hardcore Alton Towers fans argue against, I suppose, naysayers like me. It's all about the drop. It's all about the drop. And unfortunately, this is one of my biggest issues with Fort Park, or with Merlin as a whole, really. Just because you're the first to do something, it doesn't mean you're the best at doing something. And now rides like Oblivion and even 13, they are the absolute definition of one-trick ponies. They do one thing, they do that one thing fairly well, and then they do nothing else. Other attractions from around the world do similar things, but they base entire stories and extend the ride outside of those one gimmicky experiences. Look, hey, as a personal goal, I'm really happy I finally went on Oblivion, but honestly, now I've done it, going back there, I don't know. I wouldn't go on this if there was anything more than a 15-minute queue. It's just not worth it. Every single other drop coaster in the world, I would argue, is probably better than this one.
What do you reckon?
Finally done it, Oblivion! Yeah, it's all right. If I queued for hours to get on there, I would have been upset. Look at my hair. Everyone can see what I look like now without a hat on.
Hey, Larry Jr. Very nice. It's awesome ride. Awesome.
It's not an awesome ride. It's fine. It's not a bad ride. It's fine, but it's just one thing and it's over. That is it.
Go on then, Wiz.
It's Merlin's typical motto, which is...
That'll do.
That'll do.
What I think of the ride, you're not allowed to use your phone. There's a sign there that says no phone.
But yeah, back to Smiler, I don't think that's comparable to anything. I was so impressed with that ride. It's an absolute feat of engineering getting all of that to work underneath the tree line. I was super impressed. After this, we went on the Runaway Train, which was, hey, it's a family coaster, it's average. At the end of the day, it does what it needs to do.
Come on, Tees, enjoy yourself, mate.
Yeah. And we went on the River Rapids, which again are fine. They're probably as bare bones as River Rapids can be. The majority of River Rapids around the world are probably better than this. In fact, I can't think of any that are worse than this. On a hot day, it's worth it. Yeah, it's a very mediocre ride. And then we went and looked at the Alton Towers ruins themselves.
You'd think they'd like...
Why have they fenced this bit off?
But they're not even fencing it off nicely. This could be... They've got such a beautiful garden over there. And then the actual inside part of this... This should all look so nice. Instead of just having, I'll just chuck a metal chain up there. You know that crowd control barrier? Yeah, just slap that there. It is a proper shame. Look at it. Put the effort in and just make it look nice. Look at this beautiful ruins. And then there's that. But is this decoration or is it just crap like it is all over the floor? It's so bad. So bad. It just looks so terrible.
You got a nice view bit here though.
Yeah, it's all nice. Yeah, but why don't they make this look nicer? No, the only thing stopping me getting in there is this tiny little metal bar. I can understand why they don't like a theme park around these ruins. They're just ruined. This is all part of the 1.9 million restoration, is it? Bricking up the windows.
And yeah, that's the end of my trip. Sorry to end it on a bit of a downer there, but I honestly think that the ruins right in the middle of Alton Towers, the thing that they have on all of their badges, all of their shirts, on their flags, all of their logos, really should be looked after more than it is here. Now, obviously, I understand these are ruins. There's probably only so much they can do, but they can definitely do more than putting up random crowd control barriers over areas where you're not supposed to go in and have random leads on the floor. The garden on the inside of the grounds was completely unkept compared to what was going on outside of the ruins. It really was a shame. I think this would be a massive draw to people outside of the UK that want to see a bit of British history, and yeah, it's just left here. It felt like we was in an area where we shouldn't be allowed to go into again. It was quite a disappointment. So anyway, besides that, we went on a few other rides that I didn't end up recording footage of. We went over to Nemesis Reborn, which was good. Not as good as I remember it being. It's definitely showing its age now, even with its new track and re-theme. I still think it's a good ride, probably top 5. Galactica, and the last time I went on that, it was called Air. It's actually better than I remember, but again, that is definitely starting to show its age. And did we go on anything else? No. Spinball Wizard went down a crazy amount, and every time it opened it up, it had like an hour-long queue. I wasn't that fussed, honestly. It's a shame that Hex wasn't open and the Sky Ride wasn't open. The Battle Galleons were a great little highlight to end the day on, although I will say again, that ride was hardcore showing its age. There was electrical outlets on display. A lot of the things that you had to shoot in the middle just simply didn't work. You could see props holding guns with just piddly bits of water just oozing out, not squirting back at you. It was so damaged and old and broken. That ride, probably out of any ride in the whole park, needs a bit of money injected into it. But yeah, besides that, we did pretty much everything the park had to offer. I would say that it's better than I remember, but still, it's a huge disappointment that this is the best that the UK has to offer. Wicker Man is a great ride. Smiler is a great ride. Nemesis Reborn is a good ride to go on as an extra. You wouldn't really travel to go on a ride like Nemesis. And yeah, besides that, I don't know. It was okay. Thankfully, we didn't take quite as long to get home back to Kent as we did taking getting up there. And now I've done it. I mean, unless the kids want to go in a few years' time, I probably wouldn't go back to this theme park in at least a decade. You know, it depends on who else wants to go. It's not a park I would by choice go to. It's average. And of course, I mean, I don't even need to tell you this. Obviously, Effling is a million times better. But hey, let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Are you big fans of this park? Is there something that I'm missing? And what about other competitions? What other parks outside of the UK would you put in comparison to Alton Towers? Oh, and one final thing, one thing we didn't get on camera, unfortunately. Kirby finally admitted that Disneyland Paris is better than Alton Towers. Finally!
No, sir.